藤井風さんが国際的な舞台に立つ場面を見ていて、最近改めて気になったことがあります。それは、大きな会場や世界的なイベントであっても、その場の空気を無理に盛り上げようとしないことです。例えば海外フェスティバルや国際的な音楽イベントでは、多くの出演者が強い演出や派手な見せ方を選びます。でも藤井さんは、ピアノや歌そのものを中心に据えながら、その場と静かに向き合う姿勢を崩しません。その姿勢は、海外での活動が広がってからも変わっていません。英語で話す場面があっても、日本語で歌う時間があっても、自分らしい距離感を保っています。その結果として、言葉を理解できるかどうかとは別のところで、多くの観客が音楽そのものに耳を傾ける時間が生まれています。世界の音楽市場では、国境を越えて活動するアーティストが増えています。しかし、その中でも藤井さんは、自分を大きく見せることよりも、作品そのものを前に置くような印象があります。ライブ映像を見返していると、歓声が落ち着いた後に訪れる静かな時間が、とても自然に流れていることに気づきます。そうした瞬間は、決して派手ではありません。それでも会場全体が同じ呼吸をしているように感じられることがあります。国際舞台だから特別なのではなく、どんな場所でも音楽との向き合い方を変えないからこそ、その空気が生まれるのかもしれません。だから、藤井風の登場で国際舞台全体が変わったという言葉は、会場の仕組みが変わったという意味ではなく、聞く側の意識が少し変わる瞬間を表しているように思います。派手な演出よりも静かな一曲に集中する時間が生まれ、その価値を多くの人が自然に受け入れていく。その変化は数字だけでは測れませんが、映像や観客の表情を見ていると、確かに積み重なっているものとして感じられます。
I was not sure why this sound stayed with me longer than the performance itself. It was not especially loud, it was not even the biggest reaction of the night, but there is something about the way it arrived, almost carefully, as though people needed a second before deciding to clap. That small pause had made me think about international stages in different way. We often describe global success as if we depend on becoming larger, faster, or easier to understand. We accept artists to simplify themselves for a wider audience. We almost assume that crossing borders requires leaving something behind. But now, and someone seems to test that assumption without saying a word about it. Watching Fuji Kaze performing internationally, I don't get the feeling he is trying to explain Japan to the world. I also don't get the feeling that he is trying to become someone else for international listeners. Instead, it feels as if he is inviting people into the space that already exists and then quietly waiting to see whether they will enter. They are surprisingly different relationships. Usually, we talk about audience adapting to performers or performers adapting to audience. What interests me is the possibility that neither side can change, maybe the space between the changes. Instead, I have started noticing that in other parts of life too. Sometimes the most influential person in a meeting is not one speaking the most. Sometimes the strongest presence belongs to the person who never seems to compete for attention. That doesn't happen every time, of course, but when it does, it shifts everyone's pace without anyone announcing that anything has changed. Music occasionally works that way. Another thing I find expected is the silence become part of our international language. We spend so much time thinking about translation, subtitles, pronunciations, and culture reference. Those things matters, but a quiet moment inside a performance does not need translating. People experience it before they explain it. Maybe that's why certain concerts stay in memory longer than others, not because every detail was spectral, but because there was enough room for people to notice their own reaction. I don't know if that's something we can measure with charts and streaming numbers. Those tell an important story, but perhaps not the whole one. The part I'm still thinking about is much smaller than that. It was a possibility that the atmosphere of a room can change without anyone trying to control it. sometimes the most lasting influencing is not what an artist adds to the stage, or but to what they quietly allow the audience to discover for themselves.